Evening for high school football. We're at the Noble County Fairgrounds. Tonight, the Monroe Central Seminoles take on the Caldwell Redskins. And welcome. This is Jeff Stevens along with Matt Singleton and Joe Eddy. And this is just a beautiful night for a high school football game. Last couple weeks have been brilliant. Matt, after a couple warm nights and all that storm for a couple weeks ago, but you can't ask for a nicer night than this.
Oh, like you said, Jeff, this is just beautiful. Nice drive. I think we're going to look for some big things to happen here with Monroe Central as far as maybe starting their ground game, getting them off to a good start tonight.
Monroe Central, as you know, in with a 3-0 record, impressive wins over Buckeye Trail and Shadyside, and maybe not as impressive last week, but still a solid 21-0 win over River. Caldwell comes in with an 0-3 record. But even though they're 0-3, they have lost to a couple pretty good teams and an undefeated Crooksville team and a once-beaten Barnesville team, games that have been fairly close. They led Barnesville last week 7-0, and it was 8-7 Barnesville till into the second half. So, it's a team that has some players that you have to respect. They have some speed. There are some kids that played last year as sophomores that took some lumps, and now they are juniors and looking for some improvement. But the Seminoles, I think have maybe exceeded the expectations of some and hope to continue along those winning ways.
Well, like I said before, Jeff, I think Caldwell, they got a solid offensive line, and they got a couple good running backs. So like I said, I'd like to see what's going to transpire here in the first half, especially.
Caldwell just now taking the field. You can see the Seminoles lined up on the sideline nearest us, dressed in their road white jerseys and black pants. Caldwell Redskins in the red jerseys and gray pants will be on the far sideline. If you're regular viewers to our broadcasts here, you know that here at Caldwell, that's a nice place to watch a game from. You're back away from the field a little bit, but there are a couple of poles right in there, and I'm sure it won't be long that there'll be something happen right behind one of those poles. So please bear with us. Matt and I are positioned outside of the broadcast area here, so we're right among some of the Caldwell faithful. So if we say anything and somebody chases us out of here, bear with us.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, I think that's one of the first times that Monroe Central has come out on the field before an opponent.
And I'm not sure what the rule is on that as far as the home team taking the field. I know we speculated, Andy and I, in week one that maybe Coach Sircosta would stay in the locker room and let Buckeye Trail come out first so that they could see everything that was going on, but that was not the case. But I guess, you all have to be out by 7:30 and play, so it really doesn't matter who comes out first.
Exactly.
Monroe Central will return the opening kickoff. Caldwell preparing to kick. Gabe Gordon deep in the middle. It's a short kick. It's going to hit about the 20 where Gordon will pick it up. Up the middle of the field, has running room across the 40-yard line before he's drugged to the ground. Excellent field position, first possession. Looks like number 29, Lee Dimmerling, had a hold of Gordon's foot and prevented him from an even bigger gainer. 1st and 10 Seminoles at their own 46. How long's the band going to play, Matt?
Well, that's what I'm waiting on, Jeff, is before I start talking, let that band stop.
First play of the game is Gabe Gordon to the right, still on his feet, past the first down marker. Excellent play on first down. Gordon will get 12 yards and a first down.
I'll tell you, Jeff, that was just the plain old power right. And like I said, I think Monroe Central's want to get their ground game established tonight first before they have to go to the air.
Ryan Ferguson alternating with Sean Joris at the wingback position, bringing the plays in. First down now at the Caldwell 42. Toss left side, Aaron Brown. Gets across the 40, give him about 3 yards. Call it second down and about 7. Chains on this near side make it a little harder for us to see the exact yardage.
Got Kenny Robinson in for Dan Miller.
Aaron Brown once again. Brown gets a couple more yards, but to go on a little bit tough, they'll put him down at the 37-yard line. 3rd and 5. Gabe Gordon, Seminoles' leading rusher, 236 yards on the year, but followed closely by Brown and Ishii, and a very balanced attack. 3rd down and about 5. Movement by the defense. Quick toss, Brown left side. He'll be near the first down, but from here, Matt, looks like he's about a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like he's about a yard and a half short, Jeff.
Good pursuit by the interior of that Caldwell defense. As you mentioned earlier, a couple very, very quick and active people along that Caldwell interior there. They're calling their defensive signals as a senior, Sean Duvall, number 62.
That's a big name here in Caldwell. I played against some Duvalls when I was in high school.
4th down and about 2 yards to go. Gordon, he'll power his way.
First down.
First down. Give Gordon near 5 yards for that first down.
I'll tell you, I think that Jay's just going to try to, power it down the field and, score it in. Of course, I could be wrong, but, it seems to me like he wants to keep it on the ground tonight.
And very much successful. 2 first downs on this initial possession. Gordon now right up the middle once again. He's inside the 20-yard line. He's going to have about 8 yards on that first down carry. Second down and 2. Ball just inside the Caldwell 20-yard line. First back is Gordon once again. He'll get another 5 yards inside the 15. And another first down.
Now, I'll tell you, Jeff, you know as well as I do, when you can get 5, 6, 7 yards, a carry, might as well keep it on the ground, because you pick up the first down.
Well, you keep doing it until they stop you. And this Caldwell team has given up quite a few yards on the ground in the first 3 games, so you can bet that the coaching staff was able to see some weaknesses there that they thought they could take advantage of. Brown once again. He's going to get a yard or 2, put the ball near the 12-yard line. Alternating carries here pretty much between Gordon and Brown on this first possession. 4 carries apiece for the 8 plays of the game. We've not seen a keeper yet by Ishii. Could happen at any time, Matt.
Exactly. We got a split right out here with the wing.
Ishii rise to roll, wants to throw, corner of the end zone, touchdown. Sam Miller. 12-yard reception for a touchdown. Sam Miller now with 3 receptions for the year, 3 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, I think basically, they were suckering him. They, think Caldwell was going to, expect to run since they've been gaining a lot of yardage on the run, and they, a little short pass like that for a touchdown, it, beautifully executed.
Yeah, well carried out fake on the play. Ishii throwing a nice ball. Had 2 receivers open. I think Gordon was open short. Curtis Merrick bangs one straight through and long. Continuing a nice stretch of kicking by Curtis Merrick. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, period number 1. Seminoles score on their opening possession and lead 7-0. Be a good time here, Matt, maybe to mention the JV game coming up on Monday.
Oh, we have Caldwell at home, and so far the JVs this year is doing a pretty good job. You know, like I said, I told you last week, you know, these JV kids, they're going to be your varsity kids, you know, come next year and the year after. You know, get out there and support the kids and, yeah, root them on.
That's scheduled to be a 5:30 kickoff on Monday night at Monroe Memorial Park. So, you know, get out and see these kids play. And we'll maybe give you a reminder in the second half of that. We'll get a couple more scores here. I've got a couple other announcements to make here for people, just to let people know what's going on. I have to find them first after I dropped my clipboard a little while ago. I'm not sure where they're at.
Curtis Merrick doing the kicking from Monroe Central.
Line drive kick,
Nice
and a dandy
kick.
by Merrick
Nice
on the
kick.
fly into the end zone. Into the end zone on the fly by Curtis Merrick. Excellent job kicking the football. The man receiving the kick in the end zone there for Caldwell's number 88, Brian Lazier, and he would appear to be the featured back in Caldwell's running attack. But again, starting at their own 20-yard line, Caldwell's first possession. Caldwell will have a split receiver to the left, two backs in the backfield. Motion.
Oh,
They'll give to the motion man. Miller, I believe. Sam Miller. Number 12, Hallowell, is the ball carrier. And very fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
well, I tell you what, he did a heck of a job reading that. And just came up the line of scrimmage and met him head on.
Looking at the defense for the Seminoles, one change we do see is, looks like number 79, Chad Burkhart, in the starting defensive lineup on this game tonight. Again, showing blitz. Gordon, you can see him sneaking up. They'll give the ball to number, yeah, bear with me here, number 40, Snyder. He'll get a pickup of about 4 yards. I have two numbers written down for Caldwell ball carriers, and of course the first two carriers of the game, neither are ones I had written down.
Well, that's luck of the draw, I guess, Jeff.
Third down.
So far, Monroe Central, you know, their defense been hold up pretty strong here. They're in a 40 defense now. They're probably expecting the pass.
Fake Radcliffe, the quarterback, under pressure,
He's sacked.
going down. Dan Miller and Curtis Merrick. All the way back to the 17-yard line, loss of 7. Fourth down, Caldwell to punt.
We got Josh Ishii and Aaron Brown back deep from Monroe Central.
Number 40, Snyder, in punt formation. Snaps a little low. Kick not real deep. It's going to hit near a Seminole a blocker. Roll dead to about the 50-yard line. And that's where the Seminoles will take over. Excellent field position on their second possession. We'll mention here later as we go on, Matt, you know, after 2 straight road games here, Seminoles returning home next week to play Fort Fry, and it will be homecoming. We'll try to go through some of the activities lined up next week for that homecoming game, and the king crowning and the queen crowning, you know, on Thursday and Friday respectively.
Well, of course, you know, homecoming is always a big game, no matter what school you play for.
Gordon straight ahead, going to have near 5 yards. Out to the 45-yard line. Now call it closer to 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Again, clock moving. Seminoles, everything on the ground except for one play here. We've moved inside 5 minutes remaining here in the first period of play. Seminoles leading 7-0. Joris is the wing back to the left. Power formation. Ishii, quarterback sneak, nearly breaking through for a big gain. Number 52 had a hold of him. That's an Ogle, Matt Ogle. And that's another name here in Caldwell, I think, Ogle, that's been very active.
Yeah.
Give Ishii 5 yards on the sneak.
Still third down, about maybe a half a yard, Jeff.
$170 waiting.
They'll give to Gordon first back. This time Gabe Gordon meets a heck of a lot of resistance in there, but he only needed about a half a yard.
Yeah, it looks like he got the first down.
It was like about a 2-yard pickup, and it will be, Matt, a first down.
Tackles led by Joe Smith for the Redskins. That'll be a Monroe Central first down and move the ball just inside.
I'll tell you, Jeff, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see maybe a pass here.
Again, Seminoles, pretty effective on the ground, and you're set up for that fake run and the play action pass. First down's a good time to try it, but this will be Brown on a little counter action. Outside, running room, down the far sideline where he's finally brought down near the 15-yard line.
On the tackle, Kent Ratcliffe.
Trying to see here exactly where they're going. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Far side of the field.
And this is usually not a good sign for the offense.
Yeah, usually holding or illegal use of the hands.
That's going to cancel out all of that gain. It is holding Monroe Central. That just very near the line of scrimmage.
After this penalty, I'm kind of curious to what Monroe Central next play is going to be.
And it will still be first down. That will be first down and about 17 yards to go as the ball now at the 47-yard line. It's called first and 18. And another flag comes to the ground by the line judge on the near side, well before the snap. Dead ball encroachment. Seminoles, offensive lineman coming out, I guess, and lining up in the neutral zone. And talked before about that, Matt. Not much excuse for coming out and lining up offside.
Yeah, there's not. You know, the center is supposed to be to the ball first, and you're supposed to line up off the center. The other lineman. So really, there is no excuse for that penalty right there.
Well, 2 penalties now. The Seminoles are now back farther than what the starting point of this drive. They started at the 50. They're now 2 yards back at their own 48. It is first down and long. Second back, right side, Aaron Brown. Tries to get the outside. Gets a small portion of the yardage back. About 7, almost 8 yards. And we get another stoppage of play as the officials are stopping the clock. And I don't see a flag, Matt, but another flag in the backfield, defensive backfield against Monroe Central.
I want to see what this call. I didn't catch it the first time, Jeff.
Well, what he signaled, was almost like what it would be a pass interference penalty. I'm not real sure. But Seminoles are going backwards. We'll try Aaron Brown again. This time, he'll be knocked into the backfield and he'll lose yardage. Aaron Brown's going to lose about 6 yards.
Well, I tell you, Jeff, I'm like any other coach, but I'm sure Jay is really not too happy right now with these penalties. That's one thing he just, cannot stand is his penalties.
It's second down and about 30.
Second down and 30.
Not too many plays in the old playbook for second and 30, is there, Matt?
Well, we have a lot of plays, but affects if we can execute them or not.
Ishii wants to throw, and he fumbles the ball, now picks it up. He's going to make something happen here. A little bit positive, pick up maybe a couple of yards near 3, but that one could have been a disaster.
Oh, I tell you what, that looked like a maybe a bad exchange between the center and the quarterback. With the sun going down and the dew coming on the field, the ball's probably getting a little bit wet by now.
Third down, about 28 yards to go.
Third down now, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 27, 28 yards to go. Minute and a half remaining in the quarter.
I tell you what, though, Caldwell's defense holding up pretty good right now, though.
They've done an excellent job here on this possession. You're helped by a couple penalties, but that's part of the game.
Well, exactly.
Shotgun, Ishii wants to throw. Now he's going to run. He'll get about 5 yards. That will be well short of the first down. And this is the 4th game of the year, Matt. That may be one of the most unproductive offensive series we have seen the Seminoles have.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%, Jeff. By now, 4th game of the season, everything should be clicking on all cylinders. And that series right there, it just wasn't working.
David Spielman will punt on 4th down and more than 20. Snapped a little high, but not bad. Line drive kick by Spielman is going to hit and roll. Number 12, Hollowell, will pick the ball up on the bounce and get out to about the 20-yard line. And this is near the starting point of the first Caldwell possession. We have a Seminole on the ground back near the 15-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, it might be Robbie Demerling.
And Robbie Demerling, key performer along that offensive front and is a defensive end.
By the way, Ray Gatos won the team sign football. For your information, Ray Gatos won the team sign football. And program number 70, you have won.
During this break here, let's mention again, next week is homecoming. The activities will start on Thursday night with a snake dance, which will originate from the old Woodsfield High School at 7 o'clock and proceed to the football field where there will be a bonfire. At that time, they will crown the homecoming king. Those king candidates are Clayton Benedict, Aaron Brown, Gabe Gordon, Josh Ishii, and Sam Miller. Then on Friday night, there'll be a parade prior to the game to the field, and they will have the crowning of the homecoming queen. Those queen candidates are Krista Huffman, Ashley Kuhn, Devin McIntyre, Nicole Merrifield, Renee Shreve. Also in the homecoming court would be junior attendant Megan Schwaben, sophomore attendant Casey Marshall, freshman attendant Leah Gordon. And those activities next Thursday and Friday evenings. The homecoming dance then will be on Saturday night, and it will be held this year at the Brown Center. So Robbie Demerling now on his feet, but seems to be having some problems there. You're favoring a right leg and right ankle quite a bit. So hopefully this is nothing too serious.
Well, I tell you, it looks like he might have twisted his ankle, or I'm not sure, but it does look like the ankle.
He's getting a lot of help from Patrick there coming off the field.
But he's not walking too bad, so hopefully he'll be back in.
We'll try to keep an eye on things down front. Defensively now, it looks like Stephen Habig will be on the field and will replace Demerling at that defensive end position. Again, number 13, Radcliffe. He's a junior. He's a Caldwell quarterback. 1st and 10 at the 21. Radcliffe wants to pass. Under some pressure, tries to get to the outside. He'll be brought down on the far side by Gordon. That play will lose yardage.
Looks like about a loss, about maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Loss of about 3. That'll go as a sack. 15 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Caldwell would not have to run another play. So they come to the line, and I believe they will not get off another play. One period is in the books. Monroe Central 7, Caldwell nothing. We'll be right back.
For your convenience and peace of mind, AmeriDrive by Stark offers teen driver education in these locations: Woodsfield, St. Clairsville, Wintersville, Martins Ferry, New Philadelphia, Marietta, Harrison Central, and Buckeye Local. 3 weeks of classroom study is held on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings. State licensed and certified by the Ohio Department of Public Safety, AmeriDrive has been teaching teens and adults to drive for 20 years. 8 hours of one-on-one behind-the-wheel instruction is scheduled at convenient times. Call AmeriDrive by Stark at 1-800-YOU-DRIVE-2. For over 100 years, Bauer Turner Furniture has been serving our community with quality furniture and bedding. After a big day, kick back and relax in a dual recliner sofa, or choose from living room suites featuring couches with comfy armchairs or matching recliners. Then pick the perfect coffee table and tables and lamp to suit your personality. Of course, they stock bedroom furniture to please the country, traditional, or contemporary decorator. Kitchen tables and chairs, hutches, entertainment centers, and more can be delivered to your home this week. So stop by Bauer Turner Furniture today.
There you get a look at the scoreboard across the way at the Howard J. Duvall Memorial Field here at the Noble County Fairgrounds. This is Jeff Stevens, Joe Eddy, Matt Singleton with you. We played one period. Monroe Central leading 7-0. Caldwell has run just 4 plays from scrimmage, -6 yards in this game. Second down, 13. They'll give it to Lazier. Tries to get the outside.
I'll tell you what.
He'll lose more yardage. And is that Ishii? Yes, Josh Ishii, I believe.
Josh did a heck of a job coming up.
Good job coming up.
Which is what an outside corner is for. Come up and make that tackle like that. Looked like Stephen Havey got blocked from the outside and kind of suckered down inside. And Josh came up and made the play. It was one heck of a tackle.
Yeah, and listening to Lance LaFollette talk Thursday night on Coach's Corner with Coach Acosta, and being around the track in the spring, he says that this young man, Brian Lazier, number 88, is very, very quick. So if he gets out in the opening and gets any head of steam going, that he can really go. Caldwell is going to spend a timeout. 11:16 remaining in the second period, 7-0 Monroe Central. At this time, then, Matt, let's talk a little volleyball.
Okay.
All right. The Lady Seminoles volleyball team 9-0 after a 3-0 week. And, can't be much better than that. The senior members of that volleyball team are Anna Blair, Ashley Kuhn, Dana Potts, Katie Shoemaker, Renee Shreve, Adrian Thomas, and Carrie Young. Also, juniors Kara Hamilton, Rachel Taylor, sophomores Lindsay Laffery and Casey Marshall. Also on the varsity team, Courtney Wilson, Kim Stalder, B.J. Smith. But they are 9-0 on the year. And next week, they will play a home match at the Skyview Elementary Gym Monday versus Barnesville. Then on Tuesday, they will travel to Buckeye Trail, who has one of the best volleyball programs in the state. That will decide the PVC title. And on Wednesday, back home against Fort Fry. And that will be senior night. 3rd down and 15. Ratcliffe wants to throw. Now he's going to the ground. Gordon makes the tackle. There is a flag.
Say that flag right there is probably 9 times out of 10, Jeff, is probably holding by the offensive line.
Tackle by Gage Gordon.
And that is the signal, Matt, as you see, holding. And since that was a loss of a couple yards on the play, Seminoles will decline that penalty and bring up 4th down, if the downs marker was right. Holding is the call, decline, and is 4th down. But they're still saying 3rd down on the PA system here, but that's because the scoreboard says 3rd down, but it is 4th down. And after that penalty is declined, Caldwell losing about 6 yards, so they will punt. Number 40, Snyder, going to be good field position, barring something unusual here, as Ishii and Brown are deep on about the 45-yard line. Setting up a return, a very bad kick off the side of the foot. It's going to come out of bounds. Well, it won't go out of bounds, but right at the 25-yard line where it is down by Caldwell. 28 is Zach Hupp, downing the ball there at the 25.
Well, that's
Excellent field position.
Oh, yeah, excellent for Monroe Central. Of course, bad for Caldwell. 25 yards. You couldn't ask for really much more or much better field position than that.
That's going to go. It's about a 12-yard punt, off the side of the foot, and it's a lot. Looks real easy standing here to stand back there and kick the ball, but it's not nearly as easy as what people might think.
Sure, no, it's not.
And Ishii now under center.
Monroe Central in wing right motion. Give to Gordon up the middle.
No, that's Tyler Graham will get the carry.
Graham, I'll tell you what. That was one heck of a run by Tyler.
He's going to get some nice yardage from the 26. He's going to be down. No, it's not. They say Ryan Ferguson, but that is a 9-yard pickup by Tyler Graham.
Oh, looks like old Tyler snuck in there on us, didn't he?
Trying to cross that defense up, and it crossed everybody up. Good run. This is Gordon. He only needed about half a yard, and if he got it, that was about all. And with Demmerling still on the sideline, I believe Eddie McConnell will be in offensively now. As we look down here, it looks like Demmerling is taking the pads off. And Robbie's sitting there, with Doc Snyder. No gain for Gordon.
Brings up about 3rd down and 1 from Monroe Central. Then a wishbone formation. Give to Brown, second man through. He gets around the end, and he's in for the score.
Excellent job there by Aaron Brown. 16-yard touchdown, Aaron Brown.
I'll tell you what, that was really fine execution by the offensive line, Jeff. It seems like everybody did their job, and Aaron got around the end and in for 6.
Merrick will line up now for the extra point. I believe that's Aaron Brown's 4th touchdown of the year. Snaps a little low. Good job. Hits the wire dead on above the goalpost. 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Period number 2. Monroe Central 14, Caldwell nothing. But, as you said, a nice job at offensive line. And when Brown doesn't need a whole lot to get to the outside and then sprinted to the sideline and then diving into the end zone for that touchdown. And it always makes you feel a lot better getting that second score on the board and having that 2-touchdown lead.
Well, it gives a little bit more room to work with there, Jeff. Like we said before, the offensive line did their job that time, and give Aaron the ball and you get him, around the end, and he's got some decent speed. So he's going to pick up some yardage.
Seminole defense, who has held Caldwell to negative yardage here through the first 2 possessions. They're putting good pressure on the quarterback. I think he's wanted to throw the ball about 3 different times, but has not been able to get a pass off yet. Caldwell's still a fairly young team. A lot of juniors out there in the starting lineup. Their head coach, Josh Perkins, former player here at Caldwell, and also on the varsity staff on that far side is Monroe Central graduate Dustin Robinson. Maybe Dustin doesn't want us to mention that.
Well, I tell you, I can't say enough about Dustin.
Another great kick. Leisure at his own 2. Here's his speed to the outside, and he's going to be gone. One man, even Josh Ishii cannot make the catch. That's going to be a 98-yard touchdown return by Brian Leisure, and we said he could run, and he sure did. I don't think I'd want to be standing very close to Coach Shoemaker down the sideline about now if I was on that kickoff coverage team.
I'll tell you what, I said last week, Coach Shoemaker takes a lot of pride in the special teams. And, right there, my gosh, that laser boy, I tell you talking about quick.
And a flag down. But as we just mentioned, Aaron Brown doesn't need a whole lot to get to the outside and get to the end zone on the play before. Laser showed he didn't need much help there as he broke through that first wall and was gone in a hurry. Not even Josh Ishii could make the play.
It seems like Monroe Central looks like their kickoff team kind of everybody got suckered up inside. And like I said, he broke around the end and he was going. He's got some good speed.
And a substitution violation on Caldwell. That will force them to now go for this 2-point conversion from the 8-yard line.
Illegal substitution of the Redskins.
And I would say, once again, that was an example of having 12 men as they broke the huddle. Radcliffe, halfback pass, and the ball will be picked, and the ball's dead. That is Kenny Robinson. Yes, it is. Kenny Robinson with that interception, but the PAT fails. 8:54 remaining before halftime. Seminoles 14, Caldwell Redskins 6. Well, that's one way to get on the board for Caldwell. Not able to muster much offensively as they have negative yardage. But, as Coach talked Thursday night on the show there, that's, speed is something that he was fearful of. And, the preseason paper said Lazier runs the 40 in 4.5. And, I'm not sure what he ran that in, but, it didn't take him very long. He covered 98 yards in about 16 seconds, and that's, going at an angle with football equipment on. That's pretty quick.
Well, the thing about it is, though, Jeff, you got to remember, you can't rely on your special teams to win the game for you. You have to rely on your offense or your defense, mostly.
Yeah, I think you're right there. You don't rely on special teams to win games, but they can lose games for you.
And they can make a big difference.
And that's only one mistake. We don't want to dwell on that too long because right now, maybe Gabe Gordon will return the favor on this kickoff.
You never know.
He'll be back with Aaron Brown and Sean Joris, expecting a short kick. And his line to the side. That is Joris. Breaking to the outside and not able to get to the outside and be pulled down at his own 33-yard line. I think it's pretty obvious that Caldwell wanting to kick the ball away from Brown and Gordon. And that's just fine by Sean Joris' standards.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Sean just like that. He's a good kid and he's a heck of a ball player. The more experience you get carrying the ball and receiving kickoffs, the better.
Seminoles will put the ball in play now at their own 34-yard line, their poorest starting position thus far.
Ishii out of the shotgun.
Here is Ishii.
The ball up the middle.
There's Josh Ishii to the outside. Running room, 50, 40, pulled down the far sideline. Travis Thompson is the tackler. Let's call that 29 yards by Josh Ishii on first down.
37-yard line. Monroe Central first and 10 at that point.
That's a nice play on first down. Now it gets you down where you can operate.
You got a little room to work with now, Jeff.
The ball will be at the 37-yard line. But again, spread the field and let your quarterback draw. Here's Gordon, bouncing to the outside, running room. Cuts back now, another first down inside the 20. Still on his feet inside the 10, driven out of bounds near the 8-yard line. That's about another 29 yards by Gordon. Back-to-back runs of about 30 yards will cure a lot of hurts.
I'll tell you what, you can't say enough about that run by, Gabe. Yeah, he got hit 2 or 3 different times and never gave up and still kept his feet moving. And that just goes to show you, second, third, fourth effort, you just get extra 2, 3, 4, 5 yards.
And you cannot ask any running backs to run any harder than what the Monroe Central running backs do. Yeah, Gordon and Brown in particular.
And they're doing a heck of a job tonight.
First and goal at the 8. Aaron Brown bouncing the outside again, and he'll cruise into the end zone. Well, there's how you respond to a 98-yard touchdown return, Matt. 3 plays to go 66 yards.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if you noticed, Jeff, but Gabe on that fake, he got tackled by about 2 or 3 ball players, you know, and that just goes to show, I mean, you know, good fake springs the other guy.
And that's something that these kids, I think, understand the importance of the fake and working with each other there. And again, as you point out, you know, Gordon going in there and being swarmed by a lot of red shirts, and that enabled Brown to bounce outside and cover the last 8 yards very easily. So a lot of offense here in the quarter. Curtis Merrick's kick. This time he clears the wire. Third kick in a row by Curtis Merrick. And 7:53 remaining. First half, Monroe Central 21, Caldwell 6.
Yeah, like I was saying before, Jeff, you had Josh, bringing it 29 yards down the field. And you had Gabe bringing about another 29, 30 yards down the field. And then you had Aaron Brown take it in. That just goes to show you that, they got a lot of weapons out there in the backfield for Monroe Central.
Here's a look at the Monroe Central cheerleaders as they have something to cheer about now after the game had gotten a little closer there at 14-6. A lot of room for the cheerleaders to operate down there on the track. Have to clean their shoes on Saturday morning, but a lot of room to operate. And that's where last week down at River, not much room on that sideline for the players or the cheerleaders on the sideline, because of the fence, it was awfully close to the field there. So now, well, let's see. I wonder where Curtis Merrick will kick the ball this time. You want to bet that he doesn't kick it to number 88 standing back at his own one?
Well, I have a feeling that Coach Schmicker has said kick it away from 88. He's better off kicking it, even kicking it short.
It took the Seminoles 1 minute and 1 second to answer that touchdown. There's a line drive kick. Knuckleball is going to hit, and one of the other backs, number 23, will get up the middle, and he'll have a decent return out to the 35-yard line. Thompson, the return man, to the 35-yard line. The third touchdown. We've only played a little over 4 minutes here in this quarter. Fortunately, 2 touchdowns Seminoles, only 1 Caldwell. They'll give the ball to Leisure. He'll be hit at the line of scrimmage, get a couple of yards. Sam Miller maybe on that tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, we still don't have any word on Robbie Dimmerling. He's got a towel and probably an ice pack. Looks like on his knee.
Chad Burkhart checks out now. Curtis Merrick in as Curtis needs a play there to change the shoe. A little dark out there on the field. I'm having a little trouble with these old eyes picking up the numbers out there, Matt. 2nd and 8. This is number 40. That's Snyder. He gets maybe a yard at best to the 38. Third down now and about 7.
You got Ryan Ferguson checking in.
Caldwell has not been able to get off a pass yet. I think they've had a couple pass plays called that has resulted in a sack, so this would be a probable passing formation and situation for Caldwell.
Yeah, Monroe Central's in a 40 defense.
They'll fake the reverse. Defense. Radcliffe has time, goes downfield, completely behind his intended receiver, number 80, their leading receiver, Michael Bettinger. Bettinger, their leading receiver, with 5 catches coming into this game. So the Seminole defense, once again, 3 plays, they hold. Caldwell will now be forced to punt in what should be decent field position. Brown and Ishii back at about their own 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, so far tonight, the Seminole defense has been pretty stingy.
And a much better kick this time. Ishii at the 33. And he'll get near the 45. He fumbled the football, but he is called down by the officials at the 44-yard line.
And that was a good call, Jeff, because you know, as well as I do, that the ground cannot cause a fumble. His knee was down, the ball hit the ground, and then came out. So
now once again here on offense, we see McConnell in at that left tackle position. Single tight end now. Looks like Dan Miller. Robinson's split out short to the right. Shotgun. Ishii wants to throw. Goes on the out. Robinson. First down in Caldwell territory near the 42-yard line.
And completed to Kenny Robinson.
15-yard pickup.
That'll be a Monroe Central first down.
we got Sam Miller checking in and Kenny Robinson checking out. So
42-yard line.
Probably means double tight ends.
oh, short, yeah.
Less than 6 minutes now in the second quarter. 21-6 Monroe Central. This will be Gordon. Tries to bounce the outside. Looked like not much going there, Matt, and he's still going to have about 6 yards.
I'll tell you, that's basically like a little counter play there, Jeff. And hit the line of scrimmage and still got about 5 or 6 yards out of the play. Like I said, if you get 5 or 6 yards out of each play, that's nothing to yell about.
Second down and 4 with the ball on the 35-yard line.
Ball is spotted in 35-yard line.
Again, split formation here, a slot left. And that is Joris, I believe, or maybe that is Seidler. It's wide to the left.
Ishii out of the shotgun. He keeps it.
Driven out of bounds on the far side.
Looks like he picked up a first down, Jeff.
I believe you're right, Matt. 5 yards by Ishii. And that was Jordan Seidler that was in split on that play. And didn't get a signal yet, though, Matt. The chain crew here waiting to move, and now they'll decide to measure.
Second down, 1 yard to go for the first down.
Well,
We called one wrong last week, Matt, so we'll wait a while.
Yeah. It's awful close, but
Well, it was close enough, I think, there shouldn't have been any question that they needed them to measure. And again, as they did last week, they moved the ball last week when River and that close measurement. And here, why didn't they take the chains to the far sideline and measure? Why did they bring the ball in here and then decide to measure? That's not good. That's not good officiating mechanics.
you're supposed to measure where the ball was downed at.
And we saw that happen last week where
Exactly.
River, they moved the ball over to the side where the one official placed the ball, brought the chains in. Whether he would have had the first down or not, where the runner was tackled, I don't know. But they should have left the ball on the sideline where Ishii went out of bounds.
That's where they're supposed to leave it at.
We'll take the first down here at the 31-yard line. 5 minutes left in the first half.
Wing right motion. Pitch
Toss
to Gordon.
Toss to Gordon. And big running and bounce to the outside. 15, 10,
Nice
5.
cut. Nice cut. Oh,
Very close to
tell
the
you
goal
what.
line. It looks like he got to the 2, and it was not because of a lack of effort.
no. That was 100% effort there on Gabe's part. Nice run by Gabe. Nice job by the offensive line. And if you notice some of the offensive linemen that were looking back, to pick people up to block, they would have made their blocking assignments, and we're still looking back to pick other people up.
Well, would you say that Gabe Gordon will get the opportunity to get this ball to the end zone?
I really can't say.
Maybe we should ask Coach Briggs.
Yeah. He's in for Gabe's in.
Well,
No.
they say no.
Nope.
The official on the far side comes in and says he's just short.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing I do want to say, Jeff, with these kids, you might have somebody, they might, a couple people might take it down the field and get down to the 1 yard line, then somebody else might take it in, but it doesn't matter as long as you score.
It counts the same number of points on the scoreboard, no matter who takes it in.
Exactly.
We
Doesn't
see-
matter who gets the credit for it as long as you score.
We see Habig going in and what will probably be that extra blocker in the backfield and possibly the power I formation, and that is the case. Clock continues to run.
That's Stephen. He is a good blocking back.
And flag from the back judge, and that means delay of game.
Delay of game is the call on the Seminoles.
Now we'll take the ball back to about the 5 and 6 inch line.
Now, so that's going to change. That's going to change the plays. Now.
Exactly.
Ryan Ferguson goes in as Stephen Habe comes out.
Fourth penalty that I have for Monroe Central, and I know Coach Lacosta mentioned that Thursday night with Lance LaFollette on Coach's Corner also. Too many penalties in the first 3 weeks. Gordon, and this time Gabe Gordon will get to the end zone.
Good job.
Seminoles' fourth score of the half.
I tell you, Jeff, I can't say enough about the offensive line tonight. Yeah, they're executing, and they're just doing one heck of a job out there.
Curtis Merrick on again. I have Gabe Gordon now over 100 yards in the first half. He would be the first Seminole running back to top the 100-yard mark and what has been a very balanced running attack, averaging 200 yards a game. Curtis Merrick's kick looked good and once again is good. Curtis Merrick 4 for 4. There's a PA man here just said that boy's got a leg.
Well, you know, I said earlier in the year, I think it was about the second game, but Curtis, as long as he keeps his head down, keeps his shoulders down, he's got the leg for it. There's no doubt about that.
And I would say they've spent quite a bit of time working on it here because you could see the improvement because the Shady Side game, he hit every one he had a chance to kick. The one that they did not get was on a bobbled snap. Then was very impressive last week in 3 kicks that cleared by a lot. And we talked, I talked during the radio broadcast of the Shady Side game and how impressed we was with the Shady Side kicker who kicked a 35-yard field goal with plenty to spare. Well, I'll tell you what, a couple of these kicks that Curtis has hit tonight would have been good in that 35 to 40-yard range if needed.
Yeah.
Of course, you tend to try to kick the ball a little different from that distance, which you shouldn't do. But Curtis, and the kickoffs have been excellent, and we talked about how important that is to put your defense in great position. If he can kick this one, down into the end zone, the only problem was that one would come up a little short there, and the Caldwell return man 88 Leisure fielded it on the 2 and went 98 yards to a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, Curtis very easily probably could have kicked last year, but when people like Michael Joris and T.J. Stevens in front of you kicking, but then here we go with, here we are bragging him up and does something like that.
Well, and that was, believe me, was not something that was tried. I think he probably trying to kick it so hard that he just about missed it. Caldwell, man up front, very awake there because that could have been recovered by Monroe Central very easy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people around probably think, that was an onside kick, but that was not the case.
Well, no,
Curtis just missed it.
I think maybe we jinxed him, Jeff. I know.
Yeah, good point. But Caldwell, good field position here now at their own 48-yard line. 3:20 remaining in the first half. This is number 40, Snyder. He'll break loose from the first group of tacklers. He'll get a good 4 yards.
At least 3 or 4. I wouldn't be surprised to see Caldwell put it in the air on this series.
Tackled by number 34, Stephen Habe.
Take away that long kickoff return. That would be Caldwell's longest play from scrimmage in the first half. About 4 yards.
4 yards on the play. Moves the ball to the Seminole 47-yard line.
And Leisure is hit in the backfield.
Ryan Leisure.
And I couldn't tell for sure, Matt, who the first.
Tackled by Sam Miller.
Sam Miller coming on a linebacker blitz. Leisure will lose a couple of yards.
2 yards on the play. Ball spotted right about midfield.
Well, like it's been the past 3 weeks, Monroe Central defense being stingy. The only score Caldwell's got is on the special teams.
And about half of their offensive snaps have went for negative yards in this game. Radcliffe wants to throw. Going downfield, overthrows his intended receiver. Bettinger, Dudek, and Ishii. But we see Derek Dudek in now as Coach Sarcosta and Coach Sherman, trying to work a couple of other young men in here at 28-6 in the first half. Trying to see what kind of depth that you have, because you know how important that's going to be during the last 6 weeks of the season.
I'll tell you, you're not going to hurt anything by putting Dudek in there. He's a hard-nosed kid and a smart kid.
This is a much better kick by Snyder. Ishii will take the ball, fair catch at his own 20-yard line. Now at 1:47 from their own 20-yard line. I think the Seminoles have all their timeouts left. Be interesting to see here where Coach Sarcosta goes for one more before half.
Well, I think he's going to keep it on the ground, to be honest with you, Jeff. I mean, he's had 28-6. He's probably going to play it safe, and you can't blame him. They've been picking up yardage on the ground.
See a couple other young men getting in the offensive line. Daniel Fankhauser has checked in. He's number 78.
Wishbone formation from Monroe Central. Looks like Brown, give it to Brown.
Second back, Aaron Brown. About 5 yards to the 25-yard line.
Aaron Brown on a carry. Gain of 5 yards on the play.
Clock running now, 1:20 left before halftime.
Number 61, Joe Smith.
Travis Williams coming in for Daniel Fankhauser. Wishbone formation again.
Second down, 5 whistles prior to the snap. That comes from the far side. The field judge, something in movement before the snap. Illegal procedure on Monroe Central. Fifth Monroe Central penalty of the first half, totaling 40 yards. And I'm sure that will be mentioned once again at halftime. Just you cannot afford, when that schedule turns tough the last few weeks of the season, you cannot afford the penalties.
Too many.
Penalties and turnovers will hurt you greatly. Second back once again.
He's caught for about a couple yard loss, Jeff.
That's Tyler Graham getting his second carry of the night. He's going to lose quite a bit of yardage into the backfield to about the 17-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 7 yards.
About 20 seconds left to go in the half.
Graham, one of these young men who's done a nice job in the JV games during the first part of the season and getting a couple carries. And that looks like Gordon. And what will be the final play of the first half gets out to about the 25, 26-yard line. And we have reached halftime. We are at the Noble County Fairgrounds. Monroe Central 28, Caldwell 6. And we'll be right back with the Monroe Central Marching Band. And that halftime performance will be brought to you by McDonald's of Woodsfield.
FW Shoemaker Insurance Agency celebrating 100 years of service to our community. FW Shoemaker is an independent agency representing many reputable companies for all of your insurance needs. Only the most professional agencies represent Westfield Insurance. The best of the best are recognized as Westfield Platinum agencies, and FW Shoemaker is proud to be a Platinum agency. FW Shoemaker Insurance and the Monroe Central Seminoles, 2 winning traditions. No matter what the weather is, you can work out year-round at Transforming Physiques. For your convenience, new owner Kristen Rossiter has extended the hours. Students have the opportunity to work out before school, after school, or on Saturdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, come out at 6 a.m. and get your exercise in before going to work. Adult, student, and family memberships are available. They They now have 2 tanning beds and stock the best of tanning supplies. Stop out to see a large variety of sports drinks, diet bars, supplements, vitamins, and sports attire. Now is the time to start transforming your physique. The Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, home-owned and independently operated since 1933. Your community bank. Our officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. We reinvest your deposit dollars locally. So remember, banking with us is not only good for you, but it's good for your community. Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. From a deck to a complete house, Woodsfield True Value has the lumber and building materials for contractors or do-it-yourselfers. Before you go out of town, bring your plans into Troy and Mike for a free estimate. We think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Delivery is available for your project materials too. From lumber and siding to shingles, windows, insulation, and cabinets, Woodsfield True Value is your source for building materials and building packages. So give Troy or Mike a call today at Woodsfield True Value.
Hi, I'm Bill Respect. You heard me talk many times about how we offer you the best variety at the best possible price every day. And we do it with no cards, no gimmicks, no hassle. Just like you, we're working to get the most we can for the money we spend. So if these things are important to you, come home to Respect. We'll even add customer service as we continue what Grandma started over 70 years ago.
Since 1887, folks have trusted Woodsfield Savings Bank with their financial needs. So when you need someone to lead you with your financial decisions, come to the friendly folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank where customers count. Because of your busy schedule, we offer a drive-through and night deposit box, as well as convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. The folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank truly believe that making an investment in our kids brings the biggest return to our community.
Go Noles!
Buckeye Trail is at Barnesville. Fort Fry is at Waterford. Of course, the Shenandoah game at home.
We are back from Howard J. Duvall Memorial Field in Caldwell, the Noble County Fairgrounds, where at halftime Monroe Central is leading the Caldwell Redskins 28-6. Captains meeting in the middle of the field. Caldwell will have the ball to start period number 3. And that's been the Caldwell offense of the first half, a 98-yard kickoff return, because by my count, Monroe Central has run 32 plays the first half, Caldwell only 12. And the Seminoles will then have an advantage, 229 yards of total offense. Caldwell, in their 12 plays, has -4 yards from scrimmage and no first downs.
Well, yeah, like I said before, Jeff, in the first half, stingy defense, and that's what Monroe Central is known for. Has been for the past few years now, and I don't see them letting up the second half any at all.
Well, people are going to see that score on the Friday night news and say, well, Caldwell found a way to score, and they might think something in the second half against the JVs or something, but not from scrimmage, at least not to this point, as the Seminole defense has now put together 3.5 games, which will be 14 consecutive quarters without allowing a touchdown and giving up just the 3 points. The 6 points tonight coming on the kickoff return.
Well, like I said, earlier, they scored on a kickoff return, and I know how Coach Schmicker takes the special teams, pretty serious. And I know that he went in there at halftime, and I'm sure he probably chewed him out a little bit.
Well, the last kickoff, after we talked big about Curtis, he went off the side of his foot. This time he approaches, and this is more like it. Very high, but this will be Leisure once again at the 10. Up the middle, up near the 40-yard line. And again, some good speed there, and that's been the 2 biggest plays of the night for Caldwell has been on the kickoff return. And you're in trouble when your best plays are your kickoff return team, because you would hope to not return very many kickoffs in the course of a game.
You cannot rely on special teams to do it all for you.
But Caldwell will have the ball now at their own 39-yard line. They'll try to mount some offense and get something going here. Last week in that game where they led Barnesville, their only TD came on a interception return for a touchdown. So, this Caldwell offense has struggled with only a couple of touchdowns during the first 3 weeks, and they're going to move back 5 yards here for a legal procedure before the ball is ever snapped.
And I really don't look for Caldwell to do anything really different in the second half, because I think that they showed us everything in the first half what they had. So
by my count, and again, unless I'm mistaken, Matt, that's Caldwell's first penalty. So Coach Perkins over there, has to be pleased by not losing a lot because of penalty yardage. But at the same time, he has to be a little bit unhappy, that they're just not able to get some offense going. Just 2 pass attempts the first half for Caldwell in their 12 plays, both incomplete. They're split in wide to the right. The near side is Benninger. He's their leading receiver. They'll get right up the middle, and a positive play, and that will be Brian Lazier. He's a junior. He wears number 88 and lines up in that backfield. He'll be across the 40, about the 42.
The only thing different I see maybe Caldwell doing the second half is they might have changed some of their blocking assignments on the front line, maybe double teaming, or maybe they might have moved some people around to handle the Monroe Central defensive line.
And we'll try to see if Monroe Central here through the second half puts in some new people. Stephen Habig is in for Robbie Demmerling at defensive end. And there's a big gain up the middle, and that's probably going to be a first down. This is like 24 Trey Shell, and he'll have 9 yards and Caldwell's first down. And at midfield, this would be the first time Caldwell has been across midfield in the game if they are able to do so. 1st and 10. Here's Lazier, and he'll just barely get across midfield. Pick up maybe a yard. Again, in the middle of the defensive line there, and that's your nose man, middle guard Eddie McConnell. Your 2 tackles in there, Sean 80, Curtis Merrick. Your linebackers and Gabe Gordon and Sam Miller. Defensive ends are tonight Stephen Habig and Dan Miller.
That's one thing, Jeff, I don't understand why Caldwell doesn't try to get with Lazier speed, why they don't try to get him to the outside a little bit more rather than run him up the middle.
And we see Robbie Demmerling has returned to the sideline, but without his shoulder pads. Pass complete, number 80, Benninger on the far side. He's going to pick up about 7 yards. Third down and about 2. Josh Ishii, as they called him on the PA.
Yes. I'm sure it's been pronounced probably about 7 or 8 different ways, throughout the years.
And again, key play here for the Seminole defense. You know what Caldwell to put together 3 or 4 good plays and get a drive going. They'll give to Lazier right up the middle, and he'll break to the outside and has some running room. He's going to have another first down. He's going to be down inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line.
Looks like at halftime, Caldwell went into the locker room, and their coaches saw something. They're making some adjustments here.
And at this point in time, Monroe Central has not made any substitutions defensively. It is the main defense on the field. People that have played all year. So they'll try to step up here and slow this Caldwell offense. The fullback is number 40, and that is Snyder. And he'll have no gain and may lose about a yard. I'm in agreement with what you said earlier there, Matt. You would think that they would run some sweeps to the wide side of the field with their speed back, number 88, Lazier, to try to get the outside, because we have seen him a couple times tonight and we know he can run. Radcliffe, the quarterback, wants to go across the middle. That'll be complete. It's a short gain.
That's a nice job by Monroe Central linebackers. He still caught the ball, but still as soon as he caught the ball, the linebackers were right on top of him.
Third down about 7.
Number 80, or excuse me, number 85, Michael Jeffrey, a sophomore, on the reception. Third down and about 7. Movement. And it looked like the Seminoles may have jumped offside. And that will turn that into a 3rd and 2. As the officials will now talk for a moment, but not much question there, Matt.
No, I tell you, that's just another thing. And I'm sure when they went in there in the locker room in halftime, you know, Jay got on about the penalties. And you come out here in the second half, and after a couple minutes playing second half, you have another penalty. And I know he's not going to be happy about that.
You know, hard count in all likelihood by the quarterback, but that's not an excuse. You're supposed to watch the ball, not listen to the quarterback.
Exactly.
3rd down and 2 now. The ball at the 19-yard line. Radcliffe under center. And movement this time.
That looks like it's by Caldwell this
And
time.
Caldwell just gave the 5 yards back.
Exactly. We had the same thing with the offense too. You know, Jeff, you just mentioned, you know, a few seconds ago, you're not supposed to move to the ball snap. The offensive line, you're supposed to know the count. You're not supposed to move, and
the officials are talking. You know, the possibility. You know, if the defense was in the neutral zone first, then they would go against the defense. Now they call offside then against Caldwell. I'm not real sure. You know, the movement. But, you know, the penalty is the same, 5 yards, so now back to 3rd and 7. Ball at the 24-yard line. Quick snap. Leisure straight ahead. He'll be short of the 20. Put him down about the 21. Fourth and we'll call it 4. Ball at the 21.
That was basically just a straight ahead dive play, you know, for Caldwell.
And Caldwell is going to spend their first time out of the second half on this 4th and 4 play.
They might be thinking about going for it, Jeff.
I think in this case, you know, they definitely, you know, are looking to get something going offensively. As I said, in 3.5 games, they have struggled offensively, and you know, a lot of football to be played over the latter part of the season. And this is where you work on things and get better as you go. A lot of new people in there at some key positions for Caldwell this year, even though they, you know, have several returnees, but you know, new quarterback, and this gives them a chance to work on some things. So I think a good move by Caldwell's coach Perkins here to try to work on some things offensively and make sure you get it right here on 4th and 4, and you get a chance to do something that no one else has done through 3.5 weeks of the season, and that is score against Monroe Central's defense.
Well, and the thing about it is, you know, if they don't make it here on, you know, 4th down, then, you know, they really won't be losing too much.
A chance here during the timeout to once again get a good look at the Monroe Central cheerleaders down the track in front of the stands. And again, you know, pretty impressive following once again the short trip out Route 78 by the Seminoles. It was pretty close, 7:30, and there's still a lot of space over here to our left in the Caldwell seats, and still is. 4th down and 4. Going to the end zone, but the whistle prior to the snap.
Caldwell. Looked like they were split in out there, moved just a little bit too soon.
I think he knew he was going to get the ball, so he was trying to get a head start. Caldwell now with their 3rd 5-yard penalty here on this possession. Which I think the wide receiver there, knowing that he needed to get a step on the corner on that far side, you know, tried to get a head start and just went before the snap.
That was the issue that was out there on him. And as fast as Josh is,
trying to take advantage of the height advantage. Bettinger listed at 6'4", Ishii about 5'8". They'll come this side with motion. Go to the right side, and ball is incomplete. A lot of people on the ground, but the ball thrown well behind the receiver. Incomplete. Seminoles will take over.
Caldwell. The Caldwell receiver is looking for a penalty on that interference, but the refs didn't throw. I think it was mainly because the ball was not catchable.
Well, the ball was thrown about 10 yards behind him. And even though they're tangled up there, it'd be hard to call penalty on that play. 7:40 now left in the third period. Monroe Central will take over on downs at their own 26-yard line. First possession of the second half.
26-yard line.
Ishii gives to Gordon. Not much room. Nice job of the Caldwell defense. Number 13, Radcliffe, the quarterback, along with Duvall, about 3 yards out to the 29.
2 yards on the play. Second down, 8.
I had Gabe Gordon with 115 yards in the first half.
29-yard line.
All well earned, too, Jeff.
We had 2 runs near the 30-yard mark.
Got Ishii back in shotgun.
And more flags. Again, as here in the second half, seems like most of the flags have come from the field judge on the far side. This one is a dead ball procedure against Monroe Central.
Procedure called on a seminal 5-yard penalty.
And I guarantee that's something that Jay's going to be working on next week of practice.
And sometimes the concentration and the mental discipline slacks a little bit at 28-6, but that's really no excuse for some of these mental mistakes. Ishii will now take off and try to run.
Quarterback Josh Ishii, the ball carrier. Tackled by Matt Ogle.
He's going to be down at about the 25-yard line. Pickup of a couple.
Ball to the seminal 25-yard line. Third down and 11.
Third down and 11.
You got Kenny Robinson checking in for Dan Miller.
Ishii passing is 2 for 2 in this game. Motion by Gordon. Going to go out here in the flat to Gabe Gordon. Step away from the tackler. Get to the 31-yard line. Be a little short of the first down. About 3 yards short as he'll get to the 32. 4th and 3.
Looks like he's more like about 4 yards shy of the first down, Jeff.
David
I didn't see where they
Spielman.
marked the ball at.
Number 55, Curtis Merrick.
David Spielman will now punt for the second time, and we're going to get a flag. Caldwell has 12 men on the field. And that's going to be a costly penalty, Matt, because that may give Monroe Central a first down. But you can count out there now. Caldwell has 12 men on the field. As one just ran off. And that is a substitution call. And this 5-yard step off. And a very crucial penalty by the Caldwell special teams.
Big mistake by Caldwell.
Ball to the seminal 37-yard line. They have it first and 10.
Well, Monroe Central's getting a second chance here in this series, Jeff.
Now they have to take advantage of it. Put the ball at the 37-yard line. Right into one bad spot in the field. Told us beforehand that that's where they had some bleachers set up during the Noble County Fair for the demolition derby, and really took the grass out of the middle of the field. Ishii in the shotgun keeps his feet, fights his way back. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Tackle made by Trey Hill.
Now they'll put the ball down right at the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Updated score from Shenandoah with 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Shenandoah 14, Crooksville 6.
2nd and 10. And you know the Seminoles would like to drive the ball down and get another score and then start working some backup people into the game.
Ishii back in shotgun.
Looking again. Robinson tries to step away from a couple people. Short gain out near the 44-yard line, a pickup of about 7.
I'll tell you, it's a good job by Kenny that time. You know, you got. We always tell the kids, make sure you have the ball before you start running, because you know, if you don't, it causes a lot of fumbles. And you know, he looked the ball in and made a couple jab moves, and then picked up a couple extra yards.
I have Ishii 4 of 4 for 41 yards and a touchdown. We have a Caldwell player down. You can't really see with the official standing right in our path, but on that tackle. Looks like the player is on his knees, number 62, and that is Sean Duvall, who has been in a lot of plays defensively now for the Caldwell team. And once again, we want to remind people that next Friday night, Seminoles will return home, play Fort Fry for the homecoming game. And then the week after that, we'll travel Route 78 the other way once again and go to Magnolia. At this point in time, Fort Fry is 0-3. They were playing Waterford tonight. So, whether they come in 0-4 or 1-3, but, they are struggling and a very young team. But, teams like that can be dangerous. You have to be ready. But then, I tell you, the last 5 weeks of the season, I think I saw a quote by Coach in the paper after last week's game, as the toughest games are still ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Our last 5 games is what they call the meat of the schedule. Barnesville, Shenandoah, Frontier, Bellsville, of course, Magnolia. That's no easy task right there.
And hope that people will not start looking ahead and overlook Fort Fry and Magnolia and looking at that potential huge game during Week 7 at Monroe Memorial Park against Shenandoah.
Yeah, one game at a time, Jeff.
3rd down and about 3. The ball at the 44-yard line. Toss Gordon, right side. Tries to step away, but nice pursuit and a good job coming up by Caldwell. Shell on the tackle. Gordon will probably lose part of a yard. So 4th down, and once again, Seminoles will be forced to punt. Last time Caldwell helped them by having 12 men on the field.
Oh, it looks like Gabe wanted to cut it back up inside that time, but just didn't have any opening. Then it looks like his feet might have slipped a little bit there too.
Spielman's kicks away. It's a very high kick. Fair catch. The ball's fumbled, but I think the return man was able to get back on it and recovered. A very high kick. Only about 30 yards, but very high. 30 yards, no return. And I guess in high school ball, that's not a bad situation to be in. Caldwell will take over their second possession here of the second half at their own 28-yard line. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left in the third quarter. We're at the same place we was at halftime. Seminoles 28, Caldwell 6. The quarterback will sneak it straight ahead. That's Radcliffe. Middle of the line makes the play there, but pretty decent yardage for a quarterback sneak, about 3 yards. Stay loose, Matt, here. If any of these Frisbees make it clear up here, we need you to make a play. Second back, I believe, is Lazier, still on his feet. He's going to be near 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Caldwell really hasn't tried to open this up here a little bit. As far as, trying to pass the ball a little bit more. They're trying to keep it on the ground, and, you would have thought, after the first half, how we shut them out or shut them down, that they might come out second half, try to throw the ball, but they haven't, really come out with that yet.
And when they have, it's been very, very short. Third down now and about a yard. Well, they're going to take a look at this, I guess, at 2:25 left. Maybe a little closer than we thought, but they had the downs marker sitting, almost a yard shy. There was once, I believe it was last week, where they measured on one. It looked like it was at least a full yard short.
First down, and we'll call that. Let's go for the first down.
I don't know if you can see on your screen here that Frisbees flying around. The Caldwell cheerleaders have thrown them into the stands there, and now Caldwell people are throwing them over toward the Monroe Central fans. So I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move. Third down and a yard.
Third down play. Third and short.
Let's hope nobody gets hit with one of those flying Frisbees.
He stopped short. He didn't get the first down, Jeff.
We're definitely in the
I tell you what,
backfield. Shell.
Or depends on where they mark it.
And that maybe Sam Miller is one of the linebackers that shot in there to make the play. Well, he did not even get back to where he was before, so this is going to be fourth down.
Tackle made by
And close to a yard.
I think he even lost a little bit on that.
fourth down. No gain. Fourth down and short.
And Caldwell on fourth there with 1:40 left in the third quarter. Looks to be that they're going to go for it. Figuring the outcome of this game has already been decided, but they might as well try to keep possession of the ball. Whistle prior to the snap. It was fumbled, but we had a whistle before the snap by the umpire behind the defensive front.
I thought they might even go with a long count there, maybe try to draw Monroe Central offside.
Timeout, Redskins.
Caldwell, it appears, has called a timeout. I did not see a signal by the officials to say that, but I believe that was the case. So they're going to try to make sure they have their personnel lined up here on this fourth down and a yard at their own 37-yard line. You can see the Seminoles defensively, they're really edging up in there. Gordon and Sam Miller as the linebackers, they were ready to shoot a gap at the snap, and then
I think they might be anticipating maybe a quarterback sneak up the middle, just enough for a first down.
The problem with that is if you really sell everybody out up tight, and then if someone like Leisure breaks through that first line, it's going to be 28-12 real quick.
Exactly, yes.
But that's the chance you take. Caldwell just, very few yards here in this game, had negative yardage the first half. They showed some positive yardage in their first possession. Now back to line of scrimmage once again to go for it. Fourth down and a yard from their own territory. Radcliffe sneaking, and I tell you, Matt, I don't think so.
I don't think he did either, Jeff, but like I said, it all depends where they...
Sam Miller run headlong into him there in that hole.
Looks to me like they gave him
they'll probably measure this. Very, very generous spot, and they're going to bring the chains out. And from where the ball lays now, Matt, if he doesn't have it, he missed it only by a very little bit.
Like you said, generous spot, Jeff. I think that might have even been an early Christmas present.
Call that forward progress. Chains placed. First down by half a length of the football, I believe. Yes. They tried to straighten the chain out there. I wasn't real sure there for a moment.
I still say they had a couple kinks in the chain. Maybe they should have.
1:20 left. Caldwell picks up their third first down of the second half. And third of the game. This is Leisure once again.
Brian Leisure, the ball carrier.
He'll get forward for 3 or 4 yards.
Tackled by Cade Gordon.
You got about 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
2-yard line. Gain about 3. We're down about 7.
Ball now to 42-yard line as we near the end of period number 3. You can see a full moon shining across the way there, Matt.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Radcliffe to throw. Pressure. Under pressure, throws it away. I believe Curtis Merrick was pressuring the quarterback. And it will be Merrick. Incomplete, third down.
Well, we got third down.
26 seconds left in period number 3.
We have 26 seconds remaining in the first period.
Yeah, I still don't understand, Jeff, why they haven't really tried to air it out here in the second half. They have nothing to lose.
Here's a pass, but a whistle prior to the snap will stop the play. Everybody pointing at each other out there. And we'll see how the officials sort this out. The line judge on the near side making the call. Illegal procedure, Caldwell.
Illegal procedure call on the Monroe Redskins. Will be applied there,
Well, we talked about the penalties against Monroe Central in the first half, and Caldwell had none. Caldwell has now been penalized for the 5th time here in the third quarter. And this is on top of some positive plays by their offense.
Their offense really isn't really looking that bad. They've had some key plays here, especially in the second half.
4-man front, that means Ferguson in as an extra linebacker. Radcliffe wants to throw. He's looking out for a screen, just throws it into the ground, incomplete. His intended receiver was number 12, Hallowell. And now on 4th and 11, I would say Caldwell will punt the ball away. And they will go into punt formation. Number 40, Justin Snyder.
Josh Easy, number 11.
Some late movement here as the Seminoles get someone off the field so as not to be penalized.
Number 40, Justin Snyder, punting.
Ishii and Brown deep.
Brown deep.
Kicks a high kick. It's short. Ishii decides to let it bounce. Now picks it up. Maybe not real wise on that attempt. And there is a flag on the play. And there have been quite a few flags tonight. Well, I'll tell you what it may be, Matt. Ishii initially called for a fair catch, and then when he took the ball on the bounce, he started to run. And that is the penalty.
Exactly.
Josh Ishii initially signaled fair catch, then picked the ball up on the bounce and tried to run, and that is a penalty.
Illegal fair catch was the call.
And that is also a correct call.
Exactly. Oh, sure. That was a good call. I mean, you call for a fair catch, either you catch it or you let it bounce. You can't pick it up and run with it.
I was about ready to say earlier, I think maybe a bad choice by Ishii to try to field the ball anyway, even if he had not been penalized. Brown, second back, far side, near a first down.
That's the end of the third quarter.
About 9 yards by Brown on first down, and we have in fact reached the end of period number 3. I don't know if anybody's told the officials that yet or not. And now they signal the end of period number 3. We're same place we were at halftime. Monroe Central 28, Caldwell 6.
New name, same great service. Ormet Credit Union is now Ohio Valley Community Credit Union. Visit us in our new facility in Hannibal, built with more convenient parking and easier drive-through. If you live, work, or attend school in Belmont or Monroe counties, you are eligible for membership in the Ohio Valley Community Credit Union. To serve you better, we also have locations in St. Clairsville and Clarington. Ohio Valley Community Credit Union. Community is our middle name.
I checked on Ford.
When it comes to the regular maintenance of your Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury, come to the service department at Doane Ford. From oil changes and brake work to alignments and major repairs, the service department at Doane's has state-of-the-art equipment and factory-trained technicians to keep you on the road. And for all types of body work, remember, Doane Ford's Collision Center is a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies.
I'm not fine till I checked on Ford.
We're back at the Noble County Fairgrounds. Monroe Central 28, Caldwell 6. Jeff Stevens along with Matt Singleton and Joe Eddy. Dale Eddy is home, hard at work.
Well, he's at work. I don't want to say how hard it is, but
Monroe Central will have 2nd and 2 as Brown had 8 yards on that carry right before the first half. If Monroe Central could go down and get another score on the board here during this possession, it would give Coach the opportunity to get some backup people in here during the next offensive possession. 28-6, you could still see some people start to get in there before. Now we're going to get a stoppage before we get a start to play, as the head referee is over talking to Coach Circosta on the Seminole side of the field. And no idea what that could be about.
I have no idea.
I do have an idea what it could be about, Matt, as I see the officials now to the Caldwell huddle, and it could be something about, some excessive roughness on tackles or something like that. And again, that's just a guess. Asking the officials to please watch. We noticed that for Caldwell that the man injured earlier, number 62, Duvall, is back in the game. Caldwell is playing without one regular, number 34, Corey Archer, who broke a bone in his foot last week. Monroe Central has been without Robbie Demmerling most of this game also. Brown stumbles as he gets the first down, left side. And that stumble may have prevented Brownie from getting even more yardage as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking too, Jeff. He wouldn't have stumbled. I think he might have got around that end and picked up some extra yardage. But all in all, he did get the first down. That's the main thing.
And that is about a 5-yard pickup there for that first down. The ball now at the 41-yard line. And more importantly, that clock is moving. First and 10, Seminoles. Second man is Brown. Breaks the outside, another first down across the 50, down near the 42-yard line. And we have a flag on the far side of the field. Most of the flags tonight have come from the field judge on the far side. The flag at about the 50-yard line says personal foul, Monroe Central. And we're going, again, the official's going to come over and get an explanation to the sideline. If, in fact, the discussion earlier was something as far as rough play that Coach may have felt that Caldwell was doing, it kind of backfired there. They'll mark that for 15 yards from the end of the play. And not 15 yards from the spot. So I'm not real sure. You may say, why is Coach upset at 28-6? But still the bottom line is you want things to be called correctly in the game, and you don't want to be called for things that are not a penalty, or if you feel that the second man is getting called for things.
Well, exactly. Like you said before, Jeff, it seems like most of the flags are coming from the far far side. And I think Jay's under discussing, if you're going to call it one way, you have to call it both ways.
But the official that made the call is still not over there. He's out at the far side, and now the officials look like are all going to get together. And you'd hope that something doesn't happen here with somebody making with a late hit or a cheap shot, either team, that would cause injury or take away from the ball game.
Well, I think the officials are probably discussing, hey, that's you try to call this fair both ways, and with it being 28-6, let's let's just try to get the game over with, make sure nobody gets hurt, and call it a fair game.
And we're also going to reset the chains because it was first down for Aaron Brown to the 42-yard line. The penalty takes it back down to Monroe Central territory to the 43, but it is first and 10. Well, back to play. Gordon to the far side, and he'll get another first down. Across midfield, about 14 yards for Gordon. Gabe Gordon now in the neighborhood of 130 yards rushing in this game.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, Jeff, all Monroe Central backs are having a pretty good game tonight. Aaron Brown, Gabe Gordon. I mean, you can't pinpoint just one person.
Brown fumbles the football, but I believe gets it back. He's going to get up to about the 38-yard line. Pick up of about 5 yards. Well, Monroe Central is going to be about 250 yards rushing in this game. And with the passing yardage of about 40 are bearing in on that 300 yards total for the game. And if you can pick up 300 yards offensively, you're going to be in pretty good shape most nights.
Especially when you're talking high school football, Jeff.
Second down, 5 for the Redskins, 38.
A fumble. Again, trouble with the snap, and it looks like Caldwell has made the recovery.
The Redskins look like they have recovered.
It's bad
it's like number 80. Yeah, bad exchange. Number 85, Michael Jeffrey on the recovery.
We think number 24, Trey Shell, on that fumble recovery.
But Caldwell does get a break as far as a turnover at their own 40-yard line. I believe the first turnover by Monroe Central in the game. They'll reverse, hand the ball to Lazier, number 88. As they started a sweep right, gave it back to Lazier. He'll pick up about 3 yards.
And I'll tell you what, Jeff, on that play right there, Stephen Habig did a pretty good job by, even though he didn't make the tackle, he still, what they call stayed at home, and he took on the blocker and made the running back turn up inside, which enabled the linebackers to come over and make the play.
And Caldwell will spend a timeout, and that may be their final timeout of the game here at 9:20 remaining in the game. But you're exactly right there. A lot of times, we look at the person that made the tackle and give him all the credit, but Habig stayed home as he should, forced it back in, because most defenses, your linebackers are supposed to make most of your tackles.
Exactly. And, it takes all 11 guys on the team to do their job, and maybe in order just for one guy to make the tackle or, make the play.
But this timeout by Caldwell, I believe, is their final timeout. Second down and 7.
Update from Shenandoah. With a minute and 20 seconds remaining, it still remains Shenandoah 14, Crooksville 6.
You can see a shot across the way there of a full moon, or very near a full moon, on this Friday night, and about as perfect a Friday night to play football as what you could get.
Beautiful, beautiful night for high school football.
They just gave a score there very late in the game. Shenandoah is leading Crooksville and movement, and I think that's going to cost Monroe Central another 5. We talk about, the penalties and maybe a question about, about the one penalty, but, where we stand, neither one of us saw the unsportsmanlike or the personal foul. That one there was a penalty. I think everybody saw that. And by no means are we saying that all the penalties against Monroe Central are not penalties.
Well,
but, there's quite a few here that, really there's no reason for it.
Way too many, Jeff. And, the thing about it is, and what Jay's going to tell the kids after the game, I'm sure, is there is no excuse, for these kind of penalties.
And I have Monroe Central for 9 penalties in a game, and I could be off by 1 or 2 very easily. Well, as happened earlier when Monroe Central was penalized 5 yards, Caldwell, obviously in the giving mood, decides to give the 5 yards back.
5 yards back the other way.
Take anything you can get, I guess.
Well, that's Caldwell's 6th penalty, and that gives us a total of 15 penalties in the game, and by most of the high school games I've seen, that's a high number.
Yeah, yes it is.
And what it has done is slowed down what was a very quick-moving football game. Tailback Leisure trying to get up to gut. And I think he'll get those 5 yards back once again that Caldwell just lost on the penalty. Third and 3. We have now moved under 9 minutes left in this game. No scoring in the second half after a big scoring second quarter. Monroe Central leading 28-6. They send a receiver wide to the right.
Monroe Central in the 5-3 defense. Quick pass across the middle.
Ball was tipped.
Almost intercepted.
Ishii defending against Benninger, and the ball was tipped in the air, and looks like Sam Miller, I believe, making a dive at that ball, but an incomplete pass. Caldwell tried to run a slant there to their tall receiver, Benninger, but Ishii had good position. They would knock that away, and as you said, the ball stayed in the air a long time and very nearly intercepted. Well, Caldwell will line up here at their own 47-yard line and go for it on 4th and 3. They have 2 wide receivers, one right, one left. They'll give to Leisure. He'll not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. There's Dan Miller along with Curtis Merrick. Leisure will lose a couple of yards.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think that was a very smart call on the 4th down and 3, and especially against a stingy defense like Monroe Central, trying to stuff up the middle to get 3 yards.
Well, the tailback for Caldwell, Brian Leisure, listed at 5'11", 160, and not much going for him up the middle. But they've not really tried to get him outside yet tonight. Ishii hands to Brown, still on his feet, inside the 40, near the 37-yard line.
I'm not sure how many yards does Brown have tonight, Jeff? Do you have that?
I have him for 86.
Okay.
Now that is giving him credit for yardage on the long run that he had and the penalty, which that was marked off from the end of the run, so he gets credit for those 17 yards. I have him at 15 carries, 86 yards. Gabe Gordon, 16 carries, 130 yards. And I have more penalties. And this appeared to be movement on the offensive line.
Caldwell, they did move first. They jumped first, but they didn't cross the neutral zone. And then Monroe Central offensive lineman moved, and of course it always goes against the offense on a situation like that.
And I'll tell you, Matt, this may be as many penalty flags as I have ever remembered seeing against a Monroe Central team.
I'll tell you, like I said, this is terrible, and I know that Coach Hay and the rest of the coaching staff is not happy about this.
10 penalties against Monroe Central in this game. Ishii will now fake twice and keep and get inside the 40, 39-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards.
We have a final from Shenandoah. It ends up. Shenandoah left 14. The Cookville surrounding.
That gets Josh Ishii in the neighborhood of 50 yards rushing in this game. Yeah. This week on, well, it'll be released on Tuesday, be in the newspapers on Wednesday, will be your first computer ratings of the year. If there had been ratings this week, Amanda Clear Creek would have been number 1, Shenandoah 2, Monroe Central would have been 4, Crooksville was 3, but Shenandoah has beaten Crooksville. Ishii off the goal line.
Nice run.
Josh Ishii,
Beautiful
39 yards.
Josh Ishii, beautiful run. But we got a flag on the play, Jeff.
Again, from that far side. It's coming back. Holding against Monroe Central.
I'll tell you what, I'd really like to find out why it's that far side judge that's throwing all these flags.
They'll mark this from the 29-yard line, so Ishii will get credit for 10 yards. But no touchdown for Josh Ishii. Put it back at the 39-yard line. 10 yards from the point of the foul.
Yeah, that's just a shame, Jeff. It takes away from a heck of a nice run by Josh. Nice job by the offensive line. And, I just don't understand, like I said, why all the penalties should come from the other side of the
Third
field.
down and 3. Now as Monroe Central will spend a timeout. Make sure they have everything right here in this situation, because you mark that from the spot of the foul, and it makes 3rd and 3. That will be Monroe Central's first timeout, I believe. Well, it'll be easy to see and go back on the films, when the coaches review the films at their meeting Sunday night, and then go over them with the kids to see exactly whether these penalties were all legitimate penalties. And, I know in my conversations with Coach Acosta during the week, he does not hesitate to say, yes, that was a penalty, and it should have been called.
If he sees it on film, he'll be the first one to say, yeah, we were wrong.
And even though he was upset with the officials earlier there, when he goes back and looks at the film, it'll show, where there, because his camera is on the far side, and he would probably had a pretty good look at that one right there.
Well, yeah, when I was playing, back in the early 80s, we'd watch films on Monday night, and Coach Acosta, one of his famous lines was, the eye in the sky does not lie.
Yeah, because kids always come back and say, I didn't do it. Third down. Brown. Very short
maybe
game.
A yard.
But that will be 4th down now, and a long 2. Ball near the 38-yard line. And Coach Acosta has opted to kick the ball away here. David Spielman will punt. And again, I think that this is the case here. If the game was on the line, you might think about it. But good practice for Spielman. High kick, headed toward the goal line. It's going to hit, and too strong into the end zone. And I'm sure that they'll talk to David Spielman on that about kicking the ball to the side and try to get the angle and get the ball out of bounds. 5:39 left in the game. Monroe Central still leading 28-6.
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, Jeff, I'd rather have them kicking in the end zone than give them a chance to return it, though, also.
Good point.
Especially when you got, number 80 back there.
And that may have even been the strategy and been the instruction. And that way you don't miss kick, just kick it hard. But Caldwell will now take over at their own 20-yard line, 5:39 left in the game. Our quarterback, Radcliffe, under center. Looks to throw. He's going to air it out deep. He's got a man down the middle of the field. There's that man, Leisure, and he's going to go to the end zone. 80-yard touchdown play. Caldwell. Again, blown coverage as we had last week. Up. Wait, there is a flag on the play.
It's back deep in
and this may not holding Caldwell.
Caldwell. No.
No, defensive holding.
Defensive holding against Monroe Central.
Now what? Caldwell running back. We'll see if the officials pointed the right way or not, because the Caldwell players have all come back to the line of scrimmage, and I get a feeling he pointed the wrong way.
He pointed towards Monroe Central. No, it is against Caldwell.
And he pointed the wrong way. And the official's making a mistake there and pointing the wrong way.
It's, to be honest with you, Jeff, it is really hard to call a defensive holding penalty.
Where the flag went down, you had thought that had to be offensive holding or a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
But this will take the ball back 10 yards or half the distance to the goal.
Even that nullifies that touchdown, Jeff. That was blown coverage by Monroe Central.
And we saw that happen twice last week, Matt, and just River was not able to make connections, but it was definitely blown coverage and Leisure run right by people, and that is something that was still a mistake defensively, and you just are fortunate that there was a penalty.
Yeah. I think our defensive backs might be coming up maybe too soon, or it's just, like I said, it's hard to tell unless you look at the film.
And another flag. And this is a dead ball foul. Again, I think the third time tonight Caldwell has been called for a legal substitution.
After the penalty, half the distance.
I think that is 13 penalty flags in the second half by both teams combined. And has really taken the teams out of the flow. But as we said before, we're not saying that penalties are not there.
Well, exactly.
We're not faulting the officials. But it is now first down and a bunch. Caldwell will run the ball. Leisure from the 4-yard line will get out to about the 16-yard line or the 14-yard line. 10 yards. Second and still long.
And I'm sure, here 5 minutes left to go in the game, and I'm sure Coach Cost want to give some of his younger players in there, but after that long pass play, you really can't be too sure.
As we've talked before many times, that Monroe Central will not sub very many people defensively as long as Caldwell has their first offense in the game. Radcliffe wants to throw. Screen complete to number 40.
He's still short of the first down.
He's about the 21-yard line.
He's short by about maybe 8 or 9 yards, Jeff.
And that's a play there that you almost think that Caldwell would like to get Leisure out on a little swing pass as opposed to number 40, Snyder. 3rd and 9. We're near the 4-minute mark left. Let's see if we can get 2 or 3 plays run in a row here without a penalty flag. Radcliffe wants to throw, being pressured and sacked. He ran right into Dan Miller. Back about the 17-yard line. Loss of some 4 yards. 4th sack I have Monroe Central for in this game. 3.5 minutes. Clock is running. Caldwell will look to punt the ball. We're still 28-6. Brown and Ishii deep. Not much pressure. High kick, very short. It's going to hit. And it'll hit Aaron Brown.
Hit him right on the face,
and we've got people tangled up in another penalty flag away from the play. I believe Aaron was able to get the ball back to keep Monroe Central's possession.
Looked like Josh is. He was right in the middle of that. I don't know.
Well,
Somebody's throwing a late hit on him.
And
or-
what you don't want to see happen here, Matt, is to get two players to get tangled up away from the ball and the officials to decide that they're going to throw somebody out of the game,
Well, that means you're out for 2 games.
that means you're out the next week.
Exactly.
Personal foul Caldwell, personal foul Monroe Central.
Personal foul.
Those will offset,
Back to jump ball.
and now we'll see where they place the ball. And it should be placed right where Monroe Central recovered the fumble at the 41-yard line, offsetting penalties. 3:08 left in this game.
After the penalty, the ball is down at the 41-yard line.
Let's just say, Matt, it has been interesting tonight.
It's I really can't say too much of it. I say the penalties are just have really hurt Monroe Central.
At halftime, I looked at my watch and thought, what a quick moving half for all the scoring. This is Aaron Brown. He'll get down near the 31-yard line. This second half has bogged down. I look at my watch now, and it's past 9:45, and we still have 2:54 left in the game. Ball to the 31-yard line. Officials will stop the clock and say it's just short, second down. Second down and a yard. In the backfield, we now see a clean jersey. That belongs to Ryan Ferguson. He'll lead block here for Gordon.
That was a nice run by Gabe Gordon, but I'm telling you right now, Jeff, that was one nice block by Ryan Ferguson. Beautiful block.
And that block was used to spring Gordon for a 31-yard touchdown run. And just to put a little icing on the cake there, a very hard run and a nice cutback move by Gordon for the score. Gordon's second touchdown of the night, coming at 2:15 left in the game.
Number 55, Curtis Merrick, attempting the kick. Ball is down, the kick is up.
Kick is up and straight again and true. 2:15 left in the game. Monroe Central 35, Caldwell 6. Remind fans once again to come on out Monday night to Monroe Memorial Park, 5:30 kickoff JV game. Caldwell and Monroe Central. Monroe Central grad Dustin Robinson in charge of the Caldwell JVs. Yeah, I'm sure that'll bring back some memories for Dustin, at the field there, at the park there for, his playing days back in the middle 90s there on some excellent Seminole teams.
Yeah, Dustin, I tell you, he's a good kid. What I've been hearing, he's a good teacher, and I'm sure he's a good coach. And hopefully he doesn't teach his kids over at Caldwell too many things, because that just hurt, Monroe Central.
A lot of Monroe County Woodsfield products over in the Noble County schools here at the Caldwell system. Dalton Summers, another graduate, is the head wrestling coach, along with Dustin and Chad Briggs that teach in the Caldwell schools. Terry Cook, who lives in Woodsfield, a teacher here. So a lot of people that from the Woodsfield area that are employed here in the Caldwell schools. Merrick's kick, line drive kick, hits an up back, and they'll cover it at about the 30-yard line.
Kick recovered by...
And we'll get some substitutions now by Monroe Central as we see Daniel Fankhauser and Trevor Hendershot going in. Again, some backup people to get a little bit of playing time here in this game. And had a couple different jerseys in there on that kickoff coverage also. But again, with the Seminoles on defense, I would not look for only a few substitutions here as long as Caldwell has their first offense on the field. Caldwell with trips to the right. They'll hand off. Big run by number 40. He'll break a tackle. That's Snyder.
Tackled by Dudek at about the 43-yard line.
27-yard run. Clock started again, 2 minutes left. Again, some substitutions now as some other people back in the game there. Is, you know, and with a lot of pride by your defense now. You don't want to see somebody's first team offense score against your backups. Number 40 again, Snyder, and this time not much. Looks like maybe Dan Miller. Another flag. Guess where that flag came from, Matt?
Well, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say the far side, Judge.
We'll wait for a signal,
Yeah,
of which we've had none, but Monroe Central backing up a personal foul. That'll take the ball down to the 31-yard line.
31-yard line. First and 10, Redskins.
Yeah, it comes a time, Jeff, where you gotta, just let the kids play. I mean, everybody makes infractions. Some, are more important than others. But in a game like this,
Radcliffe airing it out deep, intercepted. Ishii. That is in the end zone. That is a touchback. And that's a turnover by the Redskins. That may be their first turnover of the game, Matt.
Yeah,
and now we see a lot of backups going in with 1:20 left in the game.
Coming in now from Monroe Central.
Not able to catch all of them here. We'll try to catch a couple ball carriers. Probably get about 2 plays. Monroe Central now at their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Dexter Hughes will be the quarterback on this first snap. Right behind that pole. Fullback, that may be Dudek.
It's either Dudek, it might have been Buck Wiley.
Derek Dudek, I believe, loss of a couple.
Really can't make the number out, Jeff, from up here.
Lost 1 yard on the play. On the tackle goes.
Handoff left side, fumbled. Jordan Seidler is the carrier. Caldwell has recovered the fumble. And because of all the penalties in this long half, needing a quick change of tapes there, but catching the tail end of that play. But the turnover against the Seminoles, now with 38 seconds left, will give Caldwell the ball at the Monroe Central 19.
Caldwell also has their first offense in there, Jeff. So, Monroe Central comes out with their first defense.
A lot of people don't understand that, probably especially some parents of some of the backups who they think should be in at 35-6. But, it's not fair to put some of your backups in against their team's first unit where something bad could happen.
No, it's not fair at all.
There's another flag as they try a swing pass out to Leisure that we look for at the snap.
Flag, Jeff.
Looking for a signal, not seeing one yet. The pass was incomplete. Offensive pass interference. Somebody blocking while the ball was in the air, which you cannot do. That's a 15-yard step off against Caldwell, taking the ball back to the 34-yard line. Setting up a screen across the middle. Incomplete. The ball hit the ground. 28 seconds left.
I'm just wondering if there's anything left of that flag over there, that far side, Judge. If there's anything left of that thing there, I'm sure it probably has a lot of holes in it after all the times that it's hit the ground.
The thing is, you know, I recognize that official on the far side as a backup or as a JV official. He's a JV official in basketball, and we've had some discussions in the past during basketball season.
I can understand why.
Going deep, get Ishii another interception. He's going to come out of the end zone with it. He'll be out to the 32-yard line.
You got 11 seconds left to go in the game.
The length of this game has given Josh Ishii the opportunity to get a couple interceptions on his stat sheet.
With 11.2 seconds remaining.
Wait till Lance tries to sort out and pick out a play of the game for this.
I don't know. Maybe he'll pick up the far side, Judge. Maybe, you never know. He might find something with him.
A couple nice runs though by Gabe Gordon that would be candidates for that. So tune in Thursday night, 10 o'clock, Coach's Corner. Lance LaFollette and Coach Sarcosta.
You also had a couple nice runs by Aaron Brown, and
exactly.
a couple nice by 2 interceptions by Josh Ishii here in the second half. So it's probably going to be hard to pick one this week.
11 seconds left. The umpire steps in across the ball there. I'm not sure, making sure everybody's strapped up or what there, but one play. Dexter Hughes at quarterback. Bobbles the snap. I may have said Dustin before.
I think
that is Dexter Hughes. Sorry, Dexter.
I wasn't going to say anything, so.
But that will be the ball game on a penalty-filled night. Monroe Central still doing a fine job and will come out on top 35-6. We're going to wrap things up here kind of quick. Matt, we're running short on tape. Inviting everyone next week, homecoming, bonfire Thursday night, parade, crowning Thursday night of the King, Friday night of the Queen. So for Matt Singleton and Joe Eddy, this is Jeff Stevens. Final score once again, Monroe Central 35, Caldwell 6. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Well, like you said, that one guy. I mean, as a penalty, yeah.